Morning, guys. It is 5:48 in the morning. Today is the bag install, but this guy woke me up at 5:30. So before we get started with anything, we gotta take him for a walk and get him taken care of. This guy already went outside. He couldn't wait, but we're gonna give him a walk too. All right, dogs have been taken care of. Morning routine is done. Now I have to take out the old front struts, the compressors, the old wiring harness out of the trunk here. So hopefully I'll have some room to put the other boxes with the front struts and stuff in the trunk, because before I just had to put them up in my passenger seat. But we are going to Savi's shop this morning, and I'm gonna surprise him with some Chick-fil-A because he's hooking it up. So we'll just put everything here, get the new stuff, the correct parts loaded up. I am so excited to get these bags on. Fingers crossed everything goes well today. Jose is coming to the shop, Gabe's coming to the shop, Savi's obviously gonna be at the shop, and then I think Danny's gonna pull up and maybe some other people too later in the day. I'm ready to be outside again. I have kept this car as stock as possible for about 7 months, just saving my money, getting the parts, doing it right, because I did a lot of things the wrong way when I had the Z, and it was expensive lessons to learn. But at the same time, I'm thankful that it happened when I had the Z and the parts were a little bit cheaper than the Supra parts. But now I know what I'm doing. I'm doing everything the right way now. Besides buying the bags, I got fucked over on that. While I'm on the road, after we get Chick-fil-A, there's some more open roads. So hopefully the audio will be able to pick up that intake noise from the cabin of the car, because it just sounds crazy. I'll show you guys what that sounds like. Now, I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but it sounds crazy in person. With the windows down, it sounds even better, but at the same time, I don't think y'all will be able to hear it that well if I put the windows down. So one of these days, I'll just have to stick a mic under the car, get some rollers, get some clips, some sound clips like that, and throw it all together. But we just picked up the Chick-fil-A. Going to the shop now, eat a little breakfast, then get to work. Made it to the shop. Good morning, Savi. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. Supra's here. His gorgeous lift is right here. We have all the parts stacked up here. The rear struts, the correct front struts, the Chick-fil-A breakfast. We got the compressors, wiring harness, the tank, management, airlines, everything else right over here. So what are we about to do now?
About to drop that hoe.
About to drop that hoe. Let's get it on the lift. Okay, so we got the car, we got it on the lift. Then we took all the wheels off. One thing I would recommend to every Supra, Toyota, BMW owner, get these stud extensions. They make your life so much easier taking off and putting on the wheel. This is such a necessity for anything, any car that has those stupid lug bolts. Please get these instead. Up next, we're gonna lift it up a little bit more, then start taking the front struts out and put the correct ones with the correct top hats in, and those will finally fit. So let's get to it. I'll show you guys what we need to take out first. So first and foremost, there's a little plastic piece here that we need to remove. Flathead to take this pin out and this pin out, and then it'll expose the 4 bolts right here that the current strut is held in by, and I think these are 13 millimeters, but I will double check on that too. So there's 4 bolts up here that need to come out. Underneath in the wheel well, There is the sway bar link here, which is, I believe, a 17 that needs to come out. And then also down here as well, this will have to come out. It's a 17 as well. And then up here in the strut, this one is a 18, I want to say. This bolt here needs to come out. This is kind of clasping the strut here. And once all of those are removed, you also need to take out this sensor here and this sensor back here. Once you take these out, they make a delete kit for this. But if you don't have the delete kit, and I don't have it at the moment, I might get it later on in the future. All that happens when you unplug these sensors is that you'll get a warning on the dash, something about the chassis, but there's a kit to delete that code off. So that will be coming in the future. But for now, if you're okay with having that warning pop up every single time you start the car, that's all that's gonna happen. So let's go ahead, we're gonna get these front struts out and then throw the brand new ones in. And we'll keep you guys updated on how the process goes. All right, so right now we have taken out all of the hardware for the front struts. We actually didn't need to take off this bolt here. We just loosened it a little bit. So that way the bottom here can kind of swing and move, but this was clipped up to here. This is a 16 bolt here, 16 up top. For this bolt that is holding the clamp on the strut back here, this is an 18 on this side and a 16 on this side here. Unscrewed that, loosened this up. Now we took all of the sensors off of the clips and harnesses that they were on. Just eventually, because I don't have the delete kit now, I'm just gonna zip tie this and throw it up behind the fender liner just so it doesn't kind of get fucked when I'm driving. And this brake line harness is just dangling for now until we get the front strut out. But on the top, I've already taken the bolts out. There were 4 13s. And once those are out, this just kind of slides loose. You can move it around a little bit. So next, we are going to lube this up a little here on the front strut in the clamp, and then hopefully just slide this puppy out. But I will give another update once we take these out. Then next step, putting the fronts back in, and then we'll get started on the rear. All right, so we took the front struts out. There are 2 little 8mm, where are they at? Right here and here, little 8mm bolts that keep this fender liner tucked in. I would recommend taking those 2 out, pulling this fender liner back like this, and getting the whole front strut down and out of the fender. And then use some lube or something, WD-40, some lubricant, to get this all nice and loose for the strut to come out. We ended up having to use this to pry open the clasp that holds the strut in, and then Savi and I were banging on it, lining this up at the bottom of the strut and banging on it with a sledgehammer to get it out. And again, we pried it open through here, banged it from the bottom, pulled it out. It was like, I don't know, 25 minutes total to do both fronts. But now that those are out, we can focus our attention to the rear. And now the rear has a strut here. So these 3 pop out from the bottom. We need to take this plastic piece off of the underside of the car, and then we can drop this bucket that the spring is in. And the spring will actually be replaced with the actual bags themselves. And then this strut obviously swaps out with the Airlift strut, but it should be a little bit easier to take these out than the fronts. All right, we're an hour and a half into the install, and we got all of the suspension out. I showed you guys the front is dropped. Spring for the rear on this side. So we took the strut out. These 3 bolts that were up here were 3/8, like a multi-spoke socket that just came out on a ratchet. All we did was take out the 2 bolts that fit here and here. This one holds the strut. This one holds the bucket to, I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head, but it holds it to this part. This was an 18 on both sides for the strut. This was a 21 and a 16. Just to take these out. Once we took these out, we had a jack supporting the bucket just to make sure the spring wouldn't fucking pop out. But now this spring is out. Take this over here, put it by the stock suspension. So hour and a half in, took all the stock suspension out. Next thing to do is throw in the new Airlift suspension kit. But just the suspension. We gotta assemble the fronts first, and then after these are installed, then we'll run the airlines. And easy peasy, 1, 2, 3, and we'll give you another update as soon as these are installed. Gabe pulled up to the shop. Say what up, Gabe.
What up?
We got this front strut in. Super easy, super cake. We got the brackets all hooked up on the back here. Now these are the sensors that I was talking about earlier in the video. This one will throw the code for the chassis. This one will fit back up in here and be fine. But just remember to take this off of the OEM strut. This was all snug and secure right here on the OEM ones. It was an 8mm multi-spoke just to get it off. And then throw that John on the Airlift strut. So just a reminder, almost missed this one. But Savito got this one in all by himself. So now we're just gonna tighten up. The Airlift bolts are 12mm, not 13 on like the OEM. So now, almost done putting on the front suspension. Once we do the front, then we're gonna install the rear and then run the airlines underneath the car, everything to the rear. I'll show you all the trunk setup when we get to that. All right guys, a little update for you again. So we got the front suspension installed. We went to go install the rear suspension, and these, the struts are fine, but these actual airbags are for, you guessed it, an F80 M3. So the front suspension that didn't fit because the top hats were incorrect, which were for an F80 M3. Ordered new front struts for the Supra. Got them on great, they fit great. Then we went to go to the rears. The airbags themselves are for an F80 M3, but the struts are for an A90 Supra. So what we're doing now, we are going to leave the front suspension installed, put the stock suspension back in on the rear, and we're gonna run the airlines from the front to the management in the trunk, hook up a compressor to the tank, make sure the management is alive, because if it's dead at this point, I'll have to order a new management as well. But if the management is alive, then the front struts will take place of the front stocks for a week until the rears come in, and then next weekend install the rear struts. So, and to be honest, it's my fault for not double checking everything in the rear after something in the front didn't work. I tend to learn lessons the hard way. This is one of those moments again. But it is what it is at this point. So now we're going to Ace Hardware or Home Depot to pick up more airline, brand new airline, just not taking any chances with the old one. Danny also pulled up to the shop. Savi's here, Gabe's here. We're all getting it done. So we'll see you at the fucking hardware store. Oh my God. Just got out of O'Reilly's. We did not get airline there because they wanted $3 per foot. And 50 feet would have been 150 bucks. So on Amazon for 32 feet, it's $15. So just gonna have to use the airlines that came with it and just hope it works for a week and then get new ones on Amazon. So wasted trip, but at least now we know not to shop for airlines at O'Reilly's, right? So we just thought of a fantastic idea. Just to test some things out here, we're going to use my management system swap it out with Savi's car. Just basically swap the management from his setup with mine. Where's he going?
Bye.
It's the same thing, just flip it around.
Well, yeah, I know, but I was just wondering. I was like, we can't just fucking.
Yeah, we can, but then we don't know if this actually pushes air.
It'll take 2 more seconds if we just unhook all these airlines and plug them into here real quick.
Sure, fuck it. All right.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Just to
Yeah,
see if
Pull that plug.
That's why I'm fucking all this shit.
So much water.
I'm sorry.
He said this shit empty.
Miscalculation.
no.
Right. I must have missed it.
They wear eye protection.
I took
my
the brunt of
God.
it, guys.
Holy shit.
Jesus, you good, bro?
Doesn't have enough pressure to keep it open now, man. Wait, unplug it.
Yeah, unplug it there.
Oh, wait, that's it?
That's it.
This, right?
No.
That's for the light.
Okay,
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
that's it. Now, if you turn
gotta
the
check
car
your
on,
remote. Or yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
these guys kick on. Should take like 2 seconds.
Well, the settings now, I gotta make sure both compressors settings.
the remote works.
Yeah, go ahead. Just turn it off.
Turn it off?
Yeah, just kill it. That's all we needed. Yeah, they're both on. Yeah. Yep. Yes, they're both on. You can just turn it off before these things get full back of air again.
I mean, that's like Danny said, that's the best news that we've had all day. That the management actually works, but we're just gonna have to make do with the airline that was already with the kit and just throw it all together just to keep the front struts in there. So the second time around next weekend, the install will be a little easier. All right, I don't really remember where the last clip ended off, but we ended up throwing all the stock suspension back on the car. And I'm on my way back home. Airlines went to O'Reilly's, $3 a foot. Other airlines were cooked. They had it's like someone stabbed a thumbtack through it. Just fucked. I just feel defeated right now, honestly. I already know the suspension like the back of my hand already, but at the same time, this just sucks. I gotta buy brand new struts for the rear, brand new airbags for the rear, because the struts were also missing pieces that we found out later on. And it sucks, and it's on me for not even checking that everything was right in the first place. Because once we knew the top hats for the front were off, everybody was trying to figure out what car they went to see what was going on. And so I don't know. I got to do some research now, and it's just racking my brain. I got to figure out if the Supra struts are compatible with the F80 M3, because the top hats and the airbags for the rears were both for an M80 or F80 M3. Shout out Gabe and Savi for all their help doing this twice, soon to be 3 fucking times. Then we get to do it all over again once Gabe gets his bags. But shit, that should be the fastest install ever, if that'll be our 4th time doing everything. It obviously wasn't meant to be this weekend, so now I'm gonna order new airlines tonight, order rear struts tonight. Thankfully the management works. That's probably the best news out of everything. That saves me like $1,500. I'm not over too much if I were to just buy a new set of bags, but still it's like a sucky feeling, you know, knowing that you got burned. I mean, if they work for an F80, then I have a full set for an F80. I can just sell them as an F80 set, but that's where I need to learn and do more research and figure out, will this actually fit an F80? If it doesn't, then I just got burned and that sucks. That's it for this video. Next video, the bags will be fully installed. Hopefully nothing else goes wrong. I have no wood to knock on either, but we'll see how it goes. Sad that I have to post an L for the first video with the Supra, but you know what, it is what it is. Life keeps moving on. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you like this clusterfuck. Gonna order the parts that I need tonight. Hopefully next weekend, get the bags on, and then be rocking and rolling from there. I'll see you guys in the next one.